I go where I want, good. Yeah. I go where I want, good. Yeah. I go where I want, good.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Or if this is your first, this is a puppy update. So if you hear toys in the background, I got a puppy. We are gonna cut straight into it because it is Sunday. When you are watching this video, it is the same day, okay? And it is midday. It's like almost 4 o'clock when I'm recording this. And I want to personally thank Vita, the SC. I hope that I'm pronouncing that right. She just left me this comment today. And this inspired me to just pull out the camera. My lens has been broke, by the way. Yeah, I'm using an old lens on my camera, whole thing, okay? But today I wasn't planning on recording this just yet. Thank you for this comment because it warmed my heart. I love y'all over here on YouTube more than you could ever know. Y'all are my tribe. I have not forgot about y'all. Just know that when I'm not here, other things are going on, but I'm always doing something, okay? But hey, here we are. I don't have kids, but you can't tell me that dogs aren't like kids. When I get on the phone, when I'm talking to the camera, when I'm doing anything that's not giving him my attention, he wants to mess with me. Baby does all the things. So I'm gonna have to get him from this position. And you finna get in trouble on camera. You wanna see your aunties and your uncles? Oh my God, you're so big. Hold on, y'all. Come on, Papa. I know, this is so Here, Sage, y'all. This is a very uncomfortable position for him, so I'm not gonna have him up here for too long, okay? Okay. Oh God. This ain't gonna work. Here, Sage. So I've just given myself the last minute challenge to record, edit, and get this video posted for y'all today. If you're watching this, I did it. I succeeded. Okay, Sage is 5 months as of April the 20th. Yeah. 5 months old, y'all. Time is going really, really fast. I got Sage at 8 weeks. So we've been together for 3 months, and child, I originally wanted to do like 2-month update, 3-month update, 4-month. But look, the videos you watch when it comes to like puppyhood and the things of puppies, they just don't share it all. And I can see why some people share I just got a puppy and never post another video again, y'all, because it's just so many phases that you go through. And if you're really like serious about this puppy parenthood thing, the most important thing is just being present in the moment with your puppy. You become so many things: trainer, nutritionist, all the things, y'all. So like picking up the camera really for me anyways be the last thing I'm trying to do, because it's about teaching and growing with my puppy. So yeah, that's the explanation for why I haven't really been giving updates, just because when it comes to that, the focus has really been what is in front of me. But today we're gonna get into it, and hopefully I can't make any promises, but I would like to bring y'all more updates more consistently, ongoing, okay? Not even just to share and like, you know, so we can like start conversations on the things and learn from each other, but just so I can have like a little time capsule, you know, something to look back on. I'm sure my future self will thank me. We're gonna get into these questions just so we can get straight into it. I ask y'all to ask me any question that you have or regarding like puppy parenting, Sage in general, and I just want this to be, like I said before, a placeholder for me to answer any questions. I don't feel like I need to say this, but maybe I do. I'm not a professional, okay? I have only had Sage for 3 months. I have so much more to learn, but I also have learned and have, you know, gained some knowledge in my experience. So anything that I answer here is obviously going to be just from my personal experience. Take it with a grain of salt. Take what you need. Hopefully it helps somebody that's either looking to get a puppy, you just got a puppy. For me, it's really just always about sharing knowledge, getting knowledge, opening the conversations, and gain knowledge through our experiences. So yeah, I'm not an expert, so I'm not here to tell you what to do with your puppy, but I can tell you how things have been for me. Thank God for the people who ask me questions. Hopefully this can be like another area to reference and point people to when they do ask the same questions. Well, there you go. You see the little rat tail. He don't have the doodle tail yet, y'all, so I call his little tail rat tail. I tried to give it a little bit of time to see if he settles down. If I put him away, he's gonna be whining, so it is what it is. This video is a perfect example of the real and raw of being a puppy parent. This is reality and this is real life. So let's get straight into it. First question is, any tips or tricks to potty training? Of all the things, the struggles, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows that come with puppyhood, I will say potty training for me, I really can't say that I got lucky, but also I do feel like Sage specifically adapted to potty training so good and so fast. But I will tell you, from the moment that we stepped in the house, I was taking him out to the bathroom every 2 hours. I don't care if he cried, I don't care if he was asleep, I woke him up to go potty. My suggestion, or my main tip, is just consistency, choosing a method and sticking with it. I've never put a potty pad down in my house because in my mind, and everybody's different, like some people live in apartments, they really can't go outside every single time, or it's just more difficult for them to do that. So it depends on your situation. For me, because I have access to a backyard and I can take him out, also in my mind I'm thinking puppy pads in my house, it's just welcoming more like possible doggy smells, puppy smells. It was just a no. So as soon as we hit that door, he was trained and taught that outside is potty. Since I've had Sage, he has pooped twice in the house, and both times I can tell you where I went wrong and what I could have done differently. He peed, I think, like 3 or 4 times, and that is like in the last 3 months since I've had him. He hasn't had one accident in the last 2 months, and I'm very nervous to say that because whenever I say something like that is when we have an accident, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tread lightly on bragging because he is still a puppy, but he comes to me whenever he has to go potty. All I've done, to be complete, he got a body, y'all. He got a body. I am not making this up, look. This is what he does. This is what he does. You got potty? You got potty, baby? Tell mama, what is it? Show me. Show me what you want. You're like, girl, how clear do I gotta be? Let me stop playing because this will be that moment where he actually do potty in my house. Hold on. Okay, we're back. Potty training tips. I'm gonna try and stick to the question and not go on a tangent so we can get through these questions. So the tips I would have for potty training is pick how you want your dog to be potty trained and stick to it. Do you want them to solely go outside, or do you want them to go inside? I really think that what has helped Sage is not having potty pads at all. Outside has been the only method, and that is why he picked it up so fast. I feel like if I would have came in here putting potty pads down in his crate on the floor, and then sometimes we go outside, maybe eventually it'll come to him that I would want to go outside for the most part, but I think it prolongs the progress that you can have. So stick to one and be consistent. I also recommend that if you are crate training, I crate trained Sage, and I shared this too. I started his crate very small. I had a divider. I started just enough space for him to be able to turn around comfortably and sleep. As he got bigger, I made it larger. We don't have a divider in there anymore because this boy is getting big. But I did it slowly and gradually. He has never had an accident in his crate. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, I'm very, very blessed in that department. If you're gonna be like me and just be like, no pottying in the house at all when you first get them home, dedicate that first, I would say, week. It depends on your puppy. Everyone is different. I took Sage out every 2 hours. Every 2 hours for the first couple of days until I started to notice he could, like, you know, he would still sleep, and I stretched it out to 3 hours, stretched it out to 4 hours. He goes to sleep throughout the night. We can go to sleep at 9, 10 o'clock. We get up at like 6:30 or 7. He has no accidents. So you'll read a lot of things where it's like they can hold their bladder for an hour for however many months they are. It means that he would be sleeping for 5 hours and I gotta get up every 5 hours. Take a lot of information, even the things that I share, with a grain of salt. The biggest thing is learning your puppy. Starting extensive and being willing to dedicate your time at the very beginning, but that's how you can get like faster progress when you know that you've been on top of it from the start, setting them up for success when they are really, really young and they start to adapt. So I hope that that was helpful. Let me know if it was. Next question, how long did it take your puppy blues to subside? When you say puppy blues, y'all, it just threw me back to when I was really going through it. Like, y'all, that first few days, puppy blues, Google it. I'm not even gonna go into it. How long did it take? I'll be honest, I still had my moments of puppy blues after that video that I posted. I would say for me, it was probably like 2 weeks. Do I still have frustrating, overwhelming days as a puppy mom? Absolutely. But I definitely don't have puppy blues. Like, I have no thoughts of why did I do this, or like, you know what I mean? Like, Sage has now gelled into my life in a way that is really just a part of my life. So I move the things that I have to move when things come up that have never come up before, and I gotta include him. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it is what it is now. So it took me about 2 weeks. I was watching videos on puppy blues. It takes some people months, it takes some people years. Some people give their puppies back. I will say what really helped me was working on changing my perspective, because a big part of the problem for me was feeling like he is now my life. He is now my life, but all the struggles and things that I gotta get done for me are on the back burner, and there was no balance. So I felt like, oh, this is just nothing anymore. It was a lot. It was an overwhelming feeling, but what really helped was working on the balance of integrating him into my life, not letting him just become my entire life, even though it still really feel like that. But now it feels like that in a way that, like, it's my choice. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. Puppy blues is a very real thing. It is a very serious thing. So if you are experiencing that, I don't know on which level you are, but when I say working on the balance helped, I don't want to skim past that. I've been working on my own inner peace, my health, my physical, my fitness, and I found it really hard to prioritize that for me while I had him to worry about. And I was tiptoeing around the house and not wanting to move too much and do all that. But I was like, look, this is my life. So he's got to get used to the noise. He's got to get used to me making time for a workout while I'm gone. You know what I mean? So you just, whatever that is for you, make sure you are fitting in time to do those things for you, and also integrating them into that. But prioritize yourself. Prioritize yourself. It's perfectly fine. I feel guilty for it sometimes still. But when you focus on doing things that make you happy while dealing with a puppy, it definitely helps. And it also gets them on board because he's gotten used to things. He's gotten used to the routine. It just takes time. I hope that was helpful. What made you choose his breed? Sage is a multi-gen Goldendoodle. My dog breed choice has been quite the journey. I grew up around all types of dogs, but mostly pit bulls. I won't even say wanted. I really want a pit. I love pit bulls. They are just the biggest, sweetest, cuddliest babies. But I know what comes with pits. I know the restrictions, the areas they can't go into, how people view them. You know what I mean? And I just feel like I would live a very limited life with a pit. So that's the reason why I didn't go that way. Then I went into wanting a Labrador Retriever. Wanted a Golden Retriever because they are just super. This is ironic because in my mind, if you would have asked me maybe like a year and a half ago, y'all, I don't want no dog with no hair. I'm not trying to comb no hair. I'm not trying to brush no hair. I don't want no maintenance with no hair, which is why I went into the Labrador Retriever next, because it's like getting the Golden Retriever, but without the hair. It's the closest thing to it. Come to find out, y'all, a lot of people say that Labrador Retrievers shed more than the Golden Retrievers. And here's the thing, okay? As much as I love dogs, baby, I can't live that hairy lifestyle. I can't live the hair all over the place, walking around with a lint brush. I'm not even one to have like allergies or anything like that, but look, I can't do it. I can't tell you the first time that I saw a Goldendoodle, if I'm completely honest, but something sent me down the rabbit hole of researching them. And because they are mixed with Poodle and a Labrador Retriever, they aren't necessarily hypoallergenic, okay? These dogs are not guaranteed to be non-shedding. I can't even say that about Sage. What I can tell you though is in the 3 months I have had him, I have never seen a hair on my clothes, on my furniture of his, period. I just haven't. When I am on the floor in here, the only thing that gets on me is the wool from my carpet. I'm so thankful for that, y'all. Like, the shedding was the biggest thing. And I mean, they're just the cutest little things. They are just so freaking cute, y'all. So that got me sold. The main thing was the shedding though. That was my deal breaker. It, you know, allows me to have my puppy, have my heart dog, but not be coughing up hairballs. Does Sage have separation anxiety? If so, how do you train him? I do suggest taking a moment, if you have not already, to research what separation anxiety truly is, because Sage is a whiner. He is a vocal dog. That's how he expresses himself. When he's nervous, when he's happy, when he's gotta go potty, that is just how he communicates. It's definitely gotten better, but I wouldn't call it separation anxiety. He is very much like me when it comes to out of sight, out of mind. But if I am near him and he can't reach me and he hears me, that's when he'll cry. He'll cry, but it's not like going crazy, but he whines like the pouty, come and give me attention kind of whine. But we are working on his whining. One thing that I've done since I've gotten Sage is prioritized taking time apart. Okay, prioritize taking time apart, because I do work mostly from home, but now I'm like not completely working from home. So when I'm here and it's just me and him all day, it's very, very easy for me to just get comfortable with him being in my face the entire day. But sometimes I'll bring him downstairs while I'm upstairs working. When I work out, I'll go outside for an hour. I leave him. I feed Sage in his playpen, so it's kind of like a ritual that I'll feed him and I'll let him kind of rest in there for like an hour by himself. Sometimes he'll whine right after he eats, like, hey, come and get me. But he gets over it. He stops. So he's still in the puppy phase of trying it. He's still in the puppy phase of whining, but it's definitely not extensive. So my suggestion is, if you deal with separation anxiety, or if you are worried about that, the moment that you have your puppy, or if you already have them, the best time is now, regardless of their age, is to allow yourself the time apart, even if they're crying. When I first got Sage, y'all, and this is also a training tip, when I first brought him, I wanted to go and get him every single time he cried in a crate. Like, it's the toughest thing. You're like, oh my gosh, they can't tell me words. Like, I hope nothing's wrong. But if you know that you've met all of their needs and they're okay, you gotta let them cry it out. Because the moment that you come to them when they cry, even now when he does cry, I know I can hear his cries, right? So now it's like he pouts a little bit and then he stops. But if he's crying, that means he has to go to the bathroom. Now, if I've taken him out potty and then he's continuing to cry, he's gonna cry it out. Because what I'm never gonna do unless I feel like he has to go potty, is go and let him out because he's crying. Because that lets them know, if I do this, she gonna come and get me. And you're just teaching them that it's okay. Very similar to kids. But yeah, true separation anxiety, y'all, is you put your dog in the crate and they are chewing on the wires trying to get out. They are biting themselves to the point of pain because they can't function without you. They're not eating when you're not around. Like, that is true separation anxiety. He's definitely not that, and I'm super, super thankful for it. It's very, very sad. Dogs can be like humans, where it's like they're all not the same. Some of them are born with these things, unfortunately. So you really just have to take the time to pay attention to your dog and really learn their personalities and what they like and what they don't like and how they're receptive to you. And that's how you learn how to train them better, how to communicate with them, and how to get them to do some of the things that you want them to do. It's really just paying close attention to your pet, because they are all so very different. Is your actual experience of having a dog different than you envisioned it would be? How so? Yeah. I think I've shared that like since my very first video. You know, you want a dog, right? And obviously the logical thing is like, yeah, you have to feed the dog. You have to take him out potty, you have to do the things, you have the responsibilities. But like, yeah, once you have a dog, you're like, oh, you're a living being and you are my entire responsibility for the rest of your life. That's a big thing. So like, yeah, in that aspect, it was a lot more overwhelming of responsibility than I expected it. Like, it really be the littlest things. Like, I think probably like the first few times I had to pick up his poop, I had a moment and I was like, I'll be picking up shit with my hands every day for the next 15 plus years. It's little moments like that where you're like, I think about this. But also with saying that, it went from, oh, I gotta pick this up, to, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you adapt. You adapt. So it's definitely different. I wouldn't change it for the world. I would not change anything because, Lord, I love this boy. What has been the most rewarding moment for you? I probably should have read these questions before I got on here because I didn't read these. I just screenshotted them. Rewarding moment. Rewarding moment. When I think about rewarding moment, I'm really just thinking about like all the little moments that we've had, like, of progress. So it's not really just like one. I will say that one of the most rewarding, like, big picture things was me and Sage just being able to like hang out on the couch. Baby, when I tell you, and I did kind of tell y'all, but I don't think y'all really understood, this boy went through a biting phase, or my skin, my flesh, me is all he wanted. And it was a very, 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 very tough time to get through. Y'all, those little sharp teeth were like razors, and it was just constant. It doesn't help that me trying to be all with the sitting low couch, right? The low modular sofa that brings me closer to his level. There was a time I literally could not sit on my couch without him just coming up and snapping at me. Like I was seriously going through it with biting, to the point where one time he bit me on my lip and it was like a slit here and it was bleeding, y'all. I cried. And it was like I was sitting on the couch and he was at my knees and he just jumped at me and it just bit. He's playing. Let's be clear. Like, he's a puppy. He does all the things in the world with his mouth at that point. So like, yeah, but he got me and I was literally in tears. I was talking to my sisters, my best friends, like, I can't believe this. I don't know what's going on. Y'all, my feelings was hurt. And it's like, it's the most frustrating thing. It's the most frustrating thing when there's really nothing you can do but give it time. Be willing to do the repetitive thing. I can't really say like exactly the one thing that solved that, if I'm being completely honest, because I was really just so desperate that I was trying it all. I did the squeal. Didn't work on Sage, okay? If I try to scream and act like it's hurting and all that, this boy wanna play even more. That's telling him, yeah, let's just keep going, okay? So that didn't work on Sage. I did the standing up, getting out of the room and separating myself, but his main area is the living room. And yeah, so we did that. Separate yourself, go back in. I think that was helping. I think the biggest thing that really made the impact is just not separating myself and kind of dealing with it. But what I would do is, if I'm on the couch and I'm sitting there and he comes and he wants to bite at me, I'll stand up really quick, turn my back. Sometimes he would continue to bite at my legs and my stomach and my butt. Like, he's still jumping and biting at me while I'm standing there, which is why separating myself just felt like the easiest thing. But I would wear like sweatpants and a hoodie. It sounds crazy, but this is just like a season in puppyhood, okay? It's a very real thing. But I wore clothes where I could take a couple more jumps. Well, eventually he'd stop, right? I sit back down. Sometimes he'll be right back on me. But eventually, as I stood up, sat down, stood up, gave him no attention when he was doing it, sat back down, I think it kind of registered in his mind. Do I have it over here? I don't even know where that thing is. I did get him a e-collar, which it is like a shock collar. You can press a sound, a vibrates, and it has like the electricity shocks. I don't know how to use that, baby. I've never used the shock part. I did use the vibrate twice, but for the most part, I was using the sound. And the sound was just like a beep, 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 and it just catches his attention. I used that for probably like a week. I don't even know where it is right now. I think he'll probably be using it more like as he gets older and like on outside and recall and stuff. I think that also kind of helped a little bit because it was a way for me to get his attention right away. It was a way for me to kind of like stop him in his tracks. So if I'm sitting down and I see him coming at me, I'll press it, it'll beep, and he's kind of like this, and he stops what he's doing. Now, it was just a repetitive off, like a repetitive thing, y'all. So I don't think I could really like verbally explain how tough that phase was for me. Just feeling like I can't even relax on my couch because I didn't want to live a life of putting my dog away every time they're doing something. That is not how they learn. I think that they learn a lot quicker when you are willing to just, right? When you're willing to be present in the moment with them, okay? Even if it's repetitive. That's how they learn that, oh, this is not okay. Not when you throw them away every time they do something bad. That's just my personal opinion. I think that has helped speed things up. So being able to sit on my couch, put my feet up, grab a blanket, every little move, y'all, every move. I remember I would sit on my couch and be afraid to move, okay? Be afraid to move my foot because that means he's gonna get on my foot. Be afraid to grab a blanket because he's gonna grab on the blanket. You know what I mean? That's just the way puppies' minds work. Now we can chill. That is, I forgot the damn question. That is one of my most rewarding moments. What is your favorite thing about Sage? Oh. Y'all have no clue why that question just got me in my feelings. Yeah, that was weird. We're gonna breeze by this question quickly because we're not gonna do that, okay? My favorite thing in general is just what he adds to my life. Like, I didn't know until I knew that I actually needed him. You know what I mean? And I'll move forward because I don't know why I'm so emotional with that question. I'm getting an R&R Doodle puppy in a few weeks. What kind of crate? Any must-haves? R&R Doodle is Rose and Breed Doodles. That is where I got Sage. She actually has a YouTube as well. Her name is Bailey Williams. I'll leave her page in the description box below. I love that some of y'all are literally telling me that y'all are getting puppies from her. So we're gonna be like in the same puppy breeder family. What kind of crate? The crate is gold. If you're talking about the crate itself, I got it from Amazon, and I'll link it below if I don't remind me, but I got it from Amazon. The crate cover, or the crate frame, I would say, I built that, and I did share that on my vlog channel. The beige kind of fabric cover, I got that from Amazon as well. Must-haves, I want to get through this video, so I do plan on like making a different video of like sharing like some of my favorites after using them, but I still use a lot of the things that I originally got. So if you didn't see the first video of me getting him and sharing my haul of my puppy things, I would recommend looking at that for the must-haves. I'm sorry y'all, my face keeps going out of frame. Like I said, my original lens broke, so I'm working off of a backup, so bear with me. I also do link and share some of the things that Sage has on his Instagram, so make sure you are following over there. And if you have like questions about products, you know, DM me over there. That's no problem. Any regrets? None whatsoever. One thing you'd say to someone single contemplating a puppy? Consider the lifestyle you live right now and add a puppy to that. And I don't mean, oh, okay, I'm a single person who lives alone, I'm just gonna have a puppy. No, I mean, like, if you work a 9 to 5 and you are in an office for 8 hours, what are you gonna do with your puppy? If you're gonna go on vacation, who is going to watch your puppy? Just really take the time to research and consider your lifestyle before making the decision. But my biggest thing, because you said one thing you'd say to someone single contemplating a puppy, is you'll know when it's time. Don't feel like because you're a single person that you can't have a puppy. Just make sure you're definitely doing your due diligence before making the commitment, because it is a commitment. It's not a thing that you should get into and renege, and you know what I mean? You should just make sure you are fully prepared before you make the decision. But I will say from experience that while it is overwhelming, it is a lot of work, y'all, and it is life-changing. The payoff and what you get in return in the aspects of just love and companionship and patience and just the joy and like feeling of accomplishment and happiness and all the things that come with it, it overshadows any of that stuff. So again, I'm so sorry I'm going out of frame. I am not going to re-record that part though, because of what I was saying. I meant it. So listen to yourself, listen to your heart, be prepared for it to be a very, very, very life-changing thing, but be prepared for you to meet the love of your life. Is Sage friendly when it comes to strangers? Ugh, Sage is too friendly when it comes to strangers, okay? That's a struggle of ours, and that's something that we are actively working on. Sage loves people. He's just a super, super friendly dog. He's a jumper, okay? So when he greets you, he is going to jump on you. But yeah, he's overly excited with people. He loves people. So we are working on that. I've reached out to some trainers and I'm considering that, but I want to give it a little bit more time to kind of like see what I can do and make sure that he's of age to actually absorb the training for that, y'all, because they ain't playing about them trainer fees, okay? So we're working on that right now. But to answer your question, he is super friendly. He has never got aggressive with a stranger. Do you ever leave him at home alone? If so, for how long? I do leave Sage at home. The longest I've left him was probably about 5 hours. It's because I no longer work completely from home, unfortunately. So on days that I work, I flex my schedule in a way that I can go home on lunch, let him out, feed him, play with him. Although all of his baby teeth are pretty much gone, he is still very much teething. So he is a chewer, okay? He's a chewer. So he's not old enough to just have free roam in the house. So on the days that I do have to work in office, I would say maximum like 5 hours. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, like 5 hours, because I gotta commute to and fro. So yeah, and I'm unfortunately going to be working in office even more days. So I'm really just taking things one day at a time, child. I am just doing the best that I can and trying to like alter and finagle my schedule. There will come a time where I'm out of this 9-to-5 life, okay? There will come a time where 9-to-5 is just not going to be my life, but I'm thankful for it for now, and that is how I find the balance at this moment. And I say crate, but I started with the crate. I did switch to putting him in his playpen that I have, which is a little bit larger while I'm away. So he's in the playpen now when I do have to work. So since he's gotten bigger and at least potty trained, where I know he can handle a little bit more space, I put him in his playpen versus the crate so he can have a little bit more room to stretch out. Do you keep in touch with Sage's siblings? We have 2 sibs that we know of from ours. The siblings, no. We're all in a group on Facebook, but I'm not a Facebook user, y'all. So I'm really ever on Facebook if I'm like on Facebook Marketplace. I'm terrible at Facebook. When I look at Facebook, it is so overwhelmingly like, what is this? So no, I don't keep in touch with any of the siblings. What's crazy is Sage's mom, Dolly, we follow each other. Well, the owner of Dolly, we follow each other on Instagram. And she called herself Sage's grandma. I thought it was the cutest thing. But like, you know, she's giving me tips and suggestions, which I super, super appreciate. So we communicate back and forth. Yeah, I do keep in touch with her. I do see the updates that Bailey posts of like his brothers and sisters. They're just so cute. So not directly. I don't think any of them have like pages where it's just their dog. And I think that would be kind of weird, me just going to follow the person. You know, if it was just the dog, yeah, but you know, that was a long answer to your question. How was it buying from a breeder? Tell us about your puppy buying experience. Did Sage come with shots? My breeder experience was really, really good, y'all. For like over a year, was going through the process of looking for breeders, like contacting breeders. The thing about getting a puppy, specifically like a Goldendoodle, is unless you're getting lucky, like there are waiting lists and there are like planned litters and things like that. I chose the breeder that I chose for like just a lot of different reasons. The biggest part, I'm a visual person. She has a YouTube, Instagram, she posts updates. So I'm able to like visually see her process, and I was following her process before I had even reached out. This is definitely my first like buying from a breeder experience. I had even gone through the process of looking up rescues, but I wanted a specific dog at a specific age for my own personal specific reasons. So that's why I went ahead and decided to go with a breeder. But yeah, it was a smooth process, y'all. Look, I was willing to travel because like I said, when it comes to something that I want, especially something as big as something I'm going to spend so much of my life with, I just wanted to, while knowing I know that I can't guarantee a perfect experience and, you know, things can come with unexpected, I wanted to make sure that I was doing as much as I could to be a part of the process, be able to see it. We had like several Zoom meetings with the families and the updates on the puppies. Sage did come with his first round of shots. I even had like my own like personal scare of me feeling like the vet was like trying to over vaccinate him. They were just like suggesting just more shots on top of shots, and I had reached out to my breeder and she kind of like helped me to understand like what's been done and what's needed and her suggestions. There's even lifetime breeder support, so if anything were to happen and I couldn't take care of Sage, she would be able to take him back. That's not even, look, that's not even a part of our story. But I mean, it's little things like that that kind of put your heart at ease when you're like, okay, it's not just you bought this puppy for me, you're on your own. So that has been my experience so far. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you, over a year ago, y'all, if you would have asked me would I have traveled to another state to get a dog when there's breeders here in Tampa, people travel here to get Goldendoodles. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Something in my spirit, something told me that that's the breeder that I wanted, and that's how I got Sage. You know what I mean? So I do feel like he is 100% my heart dog. Sometimes you really just got to go with your gut. Sometimes you have to do the research, of course. Do what you need to do to be informed, but sometimes you really do just have to go with that gut feeling. My gut feeling told me that that was the breeder for me, and I'm very, very happy, beyond happy with Sage, obviously. This other question is, how did you get Sage to quit biting you? Well, nipping. And I think that I kind of answered that into the other question. Sage still has his moments where he wants to play and he'll like kind of like grab on my arm, you know what I mean? But he doesn't have those puppy teeth anymore. And now he's like older. He's still very much a puppy. So, I mean, he has his moments where I got to put him in his playpen and time out. Very rarely, but it still happens. Let's be clear, we ain't perfect over here. But it's the same tips that I share in the last question. Putting your dog away. And in some situations that may help. For me, I noticed that it wasn't. You know what I mean? So like I said, always take the suggestions and advice that you get with a grain of salt. You really have to just try things and see if it works for your puppy. But for me, putting him away just didn't help. And I felt like I was avoiding going through the motions. And with Sage, I just had to go through the motions. I had to be willing to, even if I'm comfortable and I'm just watching a show and he just decides to nip and bite at me at the most inconvenient time, putting him away and just going back to my life wasn't the answer. It was me being willing to just stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. You know what I mean? No bite. It's just a lot of repetitiveness that you get tired of, but I promise you, if you are consistent with it and you don't give them the attention for doing the things you don't want them to do, they eventually get it. Like, that's what helped Sage. And like I said, now he'll still want to play with me sometimes, and sometimes he'll get bitey, but it'll be like, but the level of it is just nowhere near the puppy phases, y'all. Anytime that I have to like give him a timeout is when he's just like super rowdy and just too much pent up energy, and I know that I've like played with him and gone on a walk and stuff like that. He just needs a moment, and I give him his moment. I hope that helped. I don't know if this information is helpful, y'all. I really hope that it is. Please let me know. Oh, there's a question on YouTube. What tricks or commands have you taught him? We just do the basics over here. I am eventually going to kind of get into like more things, but I really don't have I don't have any interest in like just having him do tricks just to do them. I really want him to learn things that go with our actual lifestyle, or that aid in things that we actually do, not just like a show pup or anything, if that makes sense. So we basics: sit, up, wait, paw, kiss. Kiss is my favorite because he give me a little peck when I say kiss. It's the cutest. Down, the basics. Sage doesn't, we haven't really got into anything extensive, and the rest of y'all comments are just cute comments about say y'all love Sage. So that's why I'm making this video, because y'all be asking about him. So here you go. So that is all the questions, y'all. Let me grab him real quick so that y'all can see him. Hey, boo-boo. Hi, booty. So Sage is a giant. You giant? He's a giant. So I want to get him in the camera, but I want him to be comfortable. He was sleeping and I woke him up. Oh, I'm tired, y'all. So here's my baby, y'all. Here's my baby. Hi, boo-boo. He was asleep, so I'm sorry I woke him up. Say hi to your aunties and your uncles. Sage is 5 months. He is 32 pounds, y'all. He a big boy. Oh, we need a thumbnail, Sage. Hi, boo-boo. Okay. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but Sage does not like the camera. Can you take a picture with mama? Come on. You over me? Can mommy have a kiss? Thank you. You mad? Kiss. Thank you. This is my baby, y'all. I love him. But him sleepy. I'm sorry. All right, y'all. Those are the questions that y'all asked, okay? And I really hope that I was helpful. I am gonna try to get this edited. It's almost 6 o'clock, y'all. I'm gonna try my best. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. The video is gonna be posted, so make sure to comment below and let me know that y'all were here. Let me know what you thought. Please drop down any suggestions that you have for a new pup mom. He's still 5 months, so I am still learning. Please comment below any suggestions that you have for people who are looking to get a puppy, you know, people who just got a puppy, all the things. Let me know if the information that I share was helpful. I really hope that it was. Let me know if y'all want any other like puppy related kind of videos. I really just love when we discuss and we learn from each other. Y'all have given me so many like suggestions and tips that I have applied, and I like to be able to help through my experience as well. So you're probably watching this later on Sunday, but it's fine. I recorded, edited, and posted this in one day, and that just lets me know that I need to get on my game, because if I could do this and like you know, anyway, I love it when I want to go and give him kisses and then he starts to just go in on his privates. It's disgusting, actually. So it's really as if you have a job that I don't know about. Like, do you have the hard life, sir? Is it a hard knock life for you? Because Lord. Now excuse me while I go do all this damn work while this boy just relaxes, okay? Thank y'all for being here. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. When mommy done, I get you treat, okay? I promise, but you gotta be a good boy. You gonna be a good boy? Yeah? Can you... First of all, let's talk about the ponytail. Like, what? 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 What's that? Huh? First question is, any tips or tricks to potty? It just gets louder and louder, as if he's doing it on purpose. First question is, any tips or tricks to potty? My phone's dead. Great. I gotta get this camera fixed. I'm so sorry, y'all. Can we ask some questions, sir? How do you feel about...
I go where I want good. I go where I want good. I go where I want good.